Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new English lesson. Please get your reading or writing workshop book ready and let's start page 218. Let's listen to the words that will be seen in our reading selection next. Let's start.
Answer. I know the answer to that question.
One more time.
Answer. I know the answer to that question.
Okay, let's go for next one.
Brought. We all brought food for the picnic.
One more time.
Brought. We all brought food for the picnic.
So brought is the past tense of the word bring. Okay. Busy.
Busy. This is the word busy. Say it with me. Busy.
Okay, let's listen to the sentence.
Busy. The bees are busy making honey.
Very good. Let's go for next word. Door.
Door. Grandpa met us at the door.
One more time.
Door. Grandpa met us at the door.
All right, let's go for the next word.
Enough. Are there enough seats for all?
One more time.
Enough. Are there enough seats for all?
Okay, let's go for the next word.
Eyes. This is the word eyes. Say it with me. Eyes.
Let's listen to a sentence.
Eyes. Our eyes and ears help us learn.
One more time.
Eyes. Our eyes and ears help us learn.
Okay, next.
Demand. People can demand fair pay.
One more time.
Demand. People can demand fair pay.
So when you demand means you ask strongly. You ask forcefully or strongly that you want such and such happen. So people here ask, people can demand fair pay. All right. Let's go for last word.
Emergency. An emergency is something that you do not expect and need to take care of right away.
All right, so emergency is something happened that you were not planned for it, you didn't expect it, and then you need to act with it right away. You need to take care of it right away.
Emergency. A fire is one kind of emergency.
Exactly. You cannot delay. You cannot say, okay, I'm going to do this, then I go later and help with the fire. No, there's something need to happen right away. So let's read the words together. Answer. I know the answer to that question. We all brought food for the picnic. Busy. The bees are busy making honey. Door. Grandpa met us at the door. Enough. Are these enough? Are there enough seats for all? Are there enough seats for all? Eyes. Our eyes and ears help us learn. Demand. People can demand fair pay. Emergency. A fire is one kind of emergency. So your turn to read these words and just put them in a sentence, make up different sentences. You don't need to write, just to help you understand the meaning for the words. All right, let's go for next page, 220, 221, and let's see the phonics for this lesson.
O, U, U consonant E, EW, UE, UI, OU. The letters O, U, U consonant E, EW, UE, UI, and OU can make the sound you hear in the middle of cool, truth, flute, news, clues, suit, and soup.
All right, so these are the phonics letters: OO, U consonant E, EW, UE, UI, and OU. And these are the examples, or some of the examples: cool, truth, flute, news, clues, suit, and soup. Let's listen to more examples.
Moon, June, student, flu, true, fruit, you, room, July, rude, group, chewing.
All right, let's have more words.
Lucy and a group of friends sat by the pool. Lucy, Sue, and Drew ate fruit.
All right, these are the words. We'll be seeing them in our
Your
next
turn.
story.
Look for these words with OO, U consonant E, EW, UE, UI, and OU in super tools. Super, tools, few, new, cool, Lucy, used, useless, rude, soon, juice, drew, blue, you, room, useful.
All right, so let's go for the story. Super tools. Let's listen.
Genre, fantasy. Essential question. How can we work together to make our lives better? Read about how a girl's forgotten writing tools work together to become useful again.
So remember, the essential question for this week is working together, teamwork, and the big idea for the whole unit. So how you work together, working together, and the benefit to be with some people that you like and spend good time with them. So that story, this story, Super Tools, is a fantasy. So we all know it's a made-up story, could not happen in real life, but often have the character that are animals or objects that they look and act like people, and also has a beginning, middle, and end. So for this made-up story, and with the setting and characters, some of the characters is a fantasy, like animals or objects that will talk or act like people, and some are real, like human. So let's listen.
Super tools.
Right? From looking at the picture, I can see that the girl is so excited of something that she has. Could be something new, something she wanted long ago. Let's see.
A few weeks ago, Lucy's mom and dad brought a new computer home. "This is so cool," exclaimed Lucy. Lucy used the computer all the time. But not everyone was happy about the new computer.
All right. If you look at the picture here, we can see that the pencil act like sad or not happy, although Lucy's happy with the computer. So that's why we say it's a fantasy, right?
Lucy didn't know it, but her writing tools felt sad and useless. One day, while she was at school, they had an emergency meeting. "Lucy hasn't used us in weeks," cried the markers. "Can we demand to be used?" asked the crayons. "No, that would be rude. But we can remind her how great we are," said the pencils. "Yes," they all agreed. "Let's remind her."
So as we agree, it's still fantasy, but we can see that teamwork, pencils working together, thinking loud with ideas and agree and disagree, and they all come up with something that, yeah, we need to make sure that Lucy knows that we're around and she did not use them for some time. Let's go for next page.
After school, as soon as Lucy came through the door, she grabbed a glass of juice and went right to her computer. She had to write a report about birds. The writing tools watched and waited. When Lucy was done, she printed her report.
All right.
That night, the writing tools got busy. They worked together to make a picture for Lucy. The pencils made a sketch. The markers drew the birds in the tree. The crayons drew the sun in a blue sky. The picture was good enough to frame.
So again here, working together, they keep thinking how to get her attention, how to make sure that Lucy's using them and don't just leave them and neglect them and spend all her time using the computer. So they came up with something positive. They will draw up something nice for her to get her attention. Let's go for next.
The next day was Saturday. Lucy woke up late. Then she went to get her report. Lucy gasped. She couldn't believe her eyes. "Who drew this great picture?" she asked.
All right, so they won because they need to get her attention, and that's what exactly happened. When she saw the beautiful picture that she knew that she didn't do it, she didn't draw it.
"Did you draw this?" Lucy asked Mom and Dad. "You know the answer to that," they laughed. "Stop joking. You drew that great picture." That made Lucy think she wished she had drawn it. "It is fun to draw," she said.
All right, so can you see? Now she starts to feel like, oh, it's fun to draw. And I do have lots of, writing and coloring tools that I did not use.
Lucy hung the picture in her room. Then she took out her pencils, crayons, and markers. "I'll draw my own picture for my report," she said.
All right.
Lucy and her pencils, crayons, and markers worked together. They drew a super picture. From that day on, Lucy kept drawing, and the writing tools felt happy and useful.
That's awesome. Just telling us how teamwork always win, and it was fun when the pencil was not happy and writing tools and coloring tools were not happy, but then when they work together, work positively, didn't ask for argument or conflict or shout or yell, they just drew a nice picture. So they get Lucy's attention, and then Lucy noticed that she's missing her pencils and her crayons and her colors and her paper, and she started to, although she still needs to use the computer to finish her work, but she used a drawing to come up with a picture that it goes well with her report. All right, let's see what make connection. How did Lucy's writing tools work together to become useful again? That's what we said when they come up with the idea to get her attention, to let her notice that she did not use them for some times, so they drew that picture for her. Remember, it's still a fantasy, as we say, we know it's not going to happen, but it's a way to show us how working together, it's really beneficial and useful for everyone. Let's see that comprehension for this story. Theme.
Theme. The theme is the big idea or message of a story. Find text evidence. Find clues that help you understand the theme. That night, the writing tools got busy. They worked together to make a picture for Lucy. The pencils made a sketch. The markers drew the birds in the tree. The crayons drew the sun in a blue sky. The picture was good enough to frame.
So over here, we're looking for the theme, which is the main idea or the big idea that the selection or the story you're reading about or you're studying, telling you what the story about. So over here, we know all these clues help us know that the writing tools work together to make their lives better. How this happened? When the pencils made a sketch, when the markers drew the birds on a tree, when the crayons drew the sun on a blue sky. So each writing tool or coloring tool did something. So they all worked together, and at the end, they became with a beautiful picture that it get Lucy's attention, and they get her to use them again and have fun and color them, and that's what they were looking for. So the theme here, that the writing tools work together. So working together, the teamwork help make lives better in everything. All right, that's it for today, first graders. Thank you. Bye-bye.